Hello everyone. Yesterday, India's top spin icon Ravichandran Ashwin retired from international cricket. He was not just an amazing sports person, but he was a very important person outside the sports field also. He has advocated for the rights of the players as well as he even inspired many of the youngsters to come in sports. So these are his words. It's not just about an over. Each ball delivered is an event. So this is not just about cricket alone. You can even include this in your life also. For example, it's not just about an over, it's not about the destination, but every event. For example, every day, today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, every day you have to make it magical. So these are the words, this is actually the message which we can take from Ashwin's quote. With that quote, let's move on to today's topics for the day. So these are the topics for today. So first one, it is talking regarding the section 6A of Citizenship Act, and here this article is talking regarding why it is actually a failure in Assam. Another one, again this is talking regarding generic drugs in India. So this author is saying that generic drugs, we have to focus on the quality of the generic drugs also. Okay. Another one is regarding the selection of the NHRC chief, National Human Rights Commission chief. So a new panel has been constituted. Another one is regarding the India-China talks, which happened between Indian Foreign Minister and Chinese representative. Another one is regarding the CCTNS. Okay, CCTNS. All the police stations in India has been connected through CCTNS. Okay, so we'll be discussing these 6 topics today. Okay. Alright, so before moving on to the analysis, let me introduce you to our products. So we are introducing two important products related to your UPSC preparation. One is for aspirants who are aiming the 2026 examination. So this is actually a 1 year course. 1 year course, it will be prelims cum mains integrated batch. Another one is a 2 year 2 year prelims cum mains integrated batch. So here we will be focusing on the people who are opting for the 2027 examination. Okay. Alright, so why you have to choose our academy? Because we are actually providing around 800 plus hours of general studies and 200 plus hours of current affairs. You know, right? Current affairs is a very important aspect of examination, whether it be prelims or whether it be mains. So that is also very much important, and also we'll be splitting how you have to focus on every aspect of the syllabus. So we have actually crafted a micro syllabus which will make your job easier. Okay, and also obviously we'll be having expert faculty in every domain, and also obviously for every course regular testing and feedback is also necessary. So we have both tests for both prelims as well as mains examination, and also we have study materials also, and even digital resource as well as monthly magazine is also there. Okay. All right, so these are the 6 topics which we'll be taking today, from mostly from the Hindu. Okay. All right, so let's move on to the first topic, section 6A of Citizenship Amendment Act, and why it is actually a failure in Assam. Okay, so the current relevance of this topic is, this is coming in GS paper 2. GS paper 2, many important things regarding constitution is coming. For example, the Citizenship Act is coming. Citizenship Act of 1955 is coming, and also regarding internal security also, this is a very important topic. Okay. Alright, let's see a previous year question which was asked in the same lines. How does the illegal transport or migration pose a threat to India's security? Discuss the strategies to curb this, bringing out the factors which give impetus to such migration. Okay, so what is the current context? Like I've already mentioned, the Supreme Court upheld Section 6A of Citizenship Act. Okay, Section 6A. So this is actually dealing with granting citizenship to the people who have migrated during the Bangladesh War. Okay, Bangladesh War, which happened in 1971. Okay, so even though the court upheld this act, the author is saying that that has actually ignored the cultural rights, especially which is coming under Article 29. Okay, which is coming under Article 29 of Indian Constitution. Okay, so this is the context of this particular topic. Okay, all right, let's see what is actually the background of the issue. So to know the background, we have to go back to 1971, where this Bangladesh Liberation War occurred. Okay, Bangladesh Liberation War. So what is actually the context of this Bangladesh Liberation War? Earlier we had two Pakistan were there. One, it was in the West Pakistan. Okay, West Pakistan, and East Pakistan was also there. East Pakistan. So these were Here you can see, here India was there, and here West Pakistan and East Pakistan. So even though these two Pakistans were part of the single country, they were culturally as well as geographically apart, and it was divided by India. Okay, so basically there was resentment between this East Pakistan because resources were not allocated. Even the imposition of language, here Urdu was a major language, here Bengali was a major language. So here they imposed Urdu. So all these things triggered the resentment of these people, and finally they started presenting against the oppressive regime, and slowly India also joined this war, okay, and supporting the Bangladeshi cause. So that led to the creation of a new country, that is Bangladesh in 1971, okay, 1971. So as part of this, the end result of this war is migrations. Migrations started from this Bangladesh, the East Pakistan to especially India, not just Assam, but migrants started flowing through almost all the regions like Nagaland, Manipur, Meghalaya, like that many areas these migrants started. But still, Assam is much more proximate to this area. So obviously, the migration to Assam was much more predominant. Okay, and what was the impact of this migration? What was the impact of this migration on this Assamese population? One, there was a significant demographic shift. There was a significant demographic shift in this Assamese cultural identity, especially if you are taking this data from 1951 to 2011. 1951 to 2011, you can see that the Assamese speakers, they have declined from 63.3 to 48.3. Okay, so this is actually the data. So the Assami speakers, they decline. At the same time, if you look into this Bengali speakers, you can see that the Bengali speakers increased from 21 to 28%. They have increased, and also this can be seen in the religious composition also. Okay, so there is actually a spike in this Muslim population also, around 10%, from 24.68 to 34.22% spike, and obviously there is a decline in the Hindu population also. So Assamese people, they are saying that this is actually a very important cultural concern, because earlier they were speaking Assamese only. The Assamese speakers will be more. Now, slowly other languages are encroaching into their area. So, this is the argument which they are saying. So, it can be cultural concern, especially the linguistic concern. Okay, linguistic as well as religious concerns are also there. So, what is actually the impact of this? It is straining the resources. Straining the resources in the sense there will be competition for jobs. Yeah, there will be competition for jobs. So, for example, this migrants will also be claiming their rights for the job, also for land, and even for the political representation also. Okay, so slowly this cultural identity of the Assamese is declining. So that is their demand. Okay, so they felt marginalized. The indigenous communities, they felt marginalized, and widespread resentment happened during this period, and that led to something known as the Assam movement. That led to something known as the Assam movement, a widespread resentment, especially among the youth as well as student. Okay, All Assam Students Union. So it was under the leadership of All Assam Students Union. Mass agitation demanding the detection. So who they have to detect? They have to detect the illegal migrants who are in Assam, and also they have to be deleted from the citizenship register they are having. They have to be deleted, and they have to be deported to where? The country of their origin. Okay, so these were the demands of this Assam movement, which was held under the leadership of this All Assam Students Union. Okay, All Assam Students Union. So what was the demand? To preserve the Assamese identity. To preserve the Assamese identity. So that was the demand, and it was complete. It was a violent movement. It was a violent movement, and it led to this Assam Accord. It led to this Assam Accord, which was signed in August 15, 1985. During this period, Rajiv Gandhi was a Prime Minister of India. Rajiv Gandhi was the Prime Minister of India. So during this period, it was signed. Okay, so that is Assam movement. And regarding the provisions of Assam Accord, the major provision which was there was NRC. NRC is National Register for Citizens. Okay, National Register for Citizens. So the major provision in this NRC is they will be identifying who is a citizen. They will be identifying who is a citizen. So who is remaining? That will be the illegal migrants. Okay. So NRC will be identifying who is an illegal migrant, and who is a citizen. That distinction will be there, and how it will be done, it will be based on these dates. So for the citizenship, they have actually taken these dates. Those who have come before January 1st 1966, those who have come before January 16th, even if they are coming from other country and they are not indigenous people, they will be deemed as Indian citizens. Okay, if you have come before January 1st 1966, they will be deemed as Indian citizens. Okay, and if you are between January 1st 1966 to March 25, 1971, so that will be subjected to a residence criteria. That will be subjected to a residence criteria. So what is the residence criteria? They'll have to stay in this particular place for at least 10 years. They'll have to stay in this place for at least 10 years. So based on this residential criteria only, again, they will be granted the citizenship, right? And finally, if you are someone who has come after March 25, 1971, definitely you will be deported. Okay, then you will be deported. Okay, so these were the cutoff dates. These were the cutoff dates which was decided by the Assam Accord. And also there was a provision to introduction of Section 6A. There's of Section 6A in which act? In Citizenship Act. In Citizenship Act of 1955. Okay, so these are the important provisions which was brought by this Assam Accord. But still there were many key issues also related to this Assam Accord. One, there is actually an implementation delay. Implementation delay was there. Why? Because now only we have the digital records, and earlier this kind of digital records or nothing was it. This paper, and that too with many people it was absent also. Okay. So and also this administration was also not that effective. Okay, so these were the two important issues which Assamese were finding. Okay, all right. So the major challenges which we had is one, it is saying that it is violating the Article 14. How it is violating? Article 14 means what? It is right to equality. Okay, so how it is violating the Article 14? Because this is something which is given only for Assam. Earlier itself I told, these migrants didn't come to Assam alone. They came to Meghalaya, they came to Nagaland, so many other states were also there. But this is just for Assam. So that is actually something which violates Article 14. And also it is violating the Article 29. Article 29 is dealing regarding cultural rights only. Okay, cultural rights or minority rights only. So there, that is also getting violated. Earlier itself, according to the data, you can see that there is actually a demographic shift. Demographic shift in the sense, one, linguistically, okay, another one in the religious terms also. One based on religion as well as based on this. Okay, so people are saying that these eligible migrants, after granting citizenship for this eligible migrants, were not a good decision. The people, the aborigines who were residing in that area, they are saying that it should not be granted. Okay, and also this detection of these illegal migrants were done through a foreign tribunal. So you have to appear before this foreign tribunal, and they will only decide whether you are a immigrant or a person who has been residing. Okay, so that was also another issue. Okay, so many cases were filed against this Section 6A in the Supreme Court also. Okay, so recently in October 2024, the Supreme Court gave the judgment. Okay, Supreme Court 5-member bench was there. So in this 4:1, there was a majority of 4:1, and the bench was headed by then Chief Justice D.Y. Chandrachud. Okay, so they gave the opinion that it justified the Assam specific provision by highlighting the unique impact of migration. Assam had some unique impact compared to other states and all. Assam had some unique impact. So that provisions which was added in the Section 6A, that can be justified. So that's what they were saying. Another one is stated Section 6A did not violate Article 29. Why? Because Assam's community to conserve their culture, that was not affected. Assamese people, their ability to conserve their culture, that was not affected. So that was the argument which these people were giving. Okay, so based on that, in a 4:1 majority, this the constitutional validity of section 6A was upheld. Okay, all right, but still one judge, Pardiwala, Justice JB Pardiwala, he actually gave a dissenting opinion. Okay, only one dissenting opinion in the bench. So what was his dissenting opinion? We have already discussed that dissenting opinion. One is, it already violated the Article 29. It already violated Article 29, in which always, one in the cultural way, another one in the linguistic way, as well as religious way, it has actually violated. And also the cutoff date will be there, right? Cutoff date, I have already mentioned cutoff date, and based on that cutoff date, we can actually either accept that person, or maybe we can give a cooling period, like 10 years grace period will be there, or maybe we should deport it. Okay, so that was also too much, right? The Assam Accord came in 1985, this is 2024. So this much time period is not needed for that. So this was actually the argument which was given by Justice Pardiwala in his dissenting opinion. Okay, all right. So now in this particular article, they are also citing the same reasons which were quoted by this Justice JB Pardiwala. Okay, so in this article, they are saying that the judge, the judges who gave the majority opinion, they overlooked the key constitutional concerns, especially Article 29, that is, cultural preservation requires a stable demographic base. Okay, there was not a stable demographic base there. For example, the population, it was not stable. Slowly the population of Muslims were increasing, and also the Assami people, the population who were speaking Assamese, that declined slowly, and also the Bengali population, that slowly increased. So we cannot say that there was a stable demographic base. Okay, so this Article 29 was clearly violated. So that is what the people who have written this article were also talking. Another one is Article 14, the concerns regarding Article 14. For example, this is something which is given only for Assam. Other states are also having the same issue. There also these people are there. So obviously that is violating the right to equality. That is violating the right to equality. Another one, again same thing only, overlook the acculturation process. Acculturation process means what? The migrant cultures will be influencing the local culture. Okay, migrant culture will be influencing the local culture. Slowly these people will also, the aborigines will also shifting towards that trend, whether it be language, whether it be religion, that trend. Okay, so that was also overlooked. Okay, and also they are saying that it lacks a sunset clause. Sunset clause means it, the accord came in 1985. We didn't know that when it will end. Okay, so there should be an expiry date for that particular thing. That expiry date is also not there. Okay, so that's what they are saying, and also it is violating this doctrine of manifest arbitrariness. For example, if a law is seem to be unjust, or maybe over a period of time, people are feeling that these things are not relevant to this particular time, then we can say that this is manifesting arbitrariness. So that is also there. So that is also another important thing that is being done. And also the flawed implementation mechanism. Even the foreign tribunals are there, so they are also overwhelmed with cases. No digitization, no proper digitization is there, no proper way to verify these records are also there. So these are also creating issues. Okay, so this is another important critique of this judgment. Okay, so what can we do? What can we do for that? One, the policy has to be reviewed, and obviously a sunset clause has to be, when is this expiry date of this section 6A, that has to be added. Okay, so that should be done. Another one, strengthen the identification. How we can strengthen? As of now we are having the foreigners tribunal, is it, but that has to be modernized. For example, it has to be digitized, and also the process has to be little more speeded up. Okay, so then we will be able to identify it better. Okay, so that's what they are saying. And also obviously we have to use some soft skills, like cultural integration should be there. For that we have to launch programs under Article 29, and obviously, like any law, we have to review it. We have to review the citizenship law also. So that's what that's what we can do to rectify all these things. Okay, all right, let's move on to next topic. Next topic, it is talking regarding generic medicines. Okay, generic medicine. So here we'll be discussing what are generic medicines, what is actually the evolution of this generic medicine, what are the issues with the generic medicines. Okay, so here it is coming into this intellectual property rights, which is very important in the GS paper too. Okay, intellectual property rights. Alright, let's see a previous year question which was asked in the same lines. How is the government of India protecting traditional knowledge of medicines from patenting by pharma companies? Okay, so the context is article underscores the importance of generic drugs for affordable healthcare in India, highlighting the challenges. So he is saying that many challenges are there. One is inconsistent quality is there, and regulatory lapse regarding who is actually regulating, who is implementing this policy. That kind of thing is also there. Some sort of decentralized oversight is also affecting this particular generic medicine issue. So these are some of the arguments which uh, the author is saying. So let's understand what is this drugs. What are this generic drugs? Is there any other type of drugs? We'll understand that. Okay, so drugs can be mainly classified into one generic drugs. Okay, one generic drugs and another one is branded drugs. Generic drugs and branded drugs. So branded drugs, when it will be patented, it will be patented. Who will be patenting it? One company will be there, and that company will be manufacturing it. They'll be spending money on their research and development, R&D. They'll be spending, and after that, they'll be finding out, okay, this combination will be working, and after that, they'll be launching this product and they'll be taking the patent of that particular brand. What will happen for generic drugs? There will be some patent period will be there. So after this patent period, once the patent period expires, usually 20 years and all. So once the patent period expires, anyone can use that particular process or product to make something else. Okay. All right. It will be little more cheaper. It will be little more cheaper. This patented branded drugs will be costly. Why it is getting costly? Because they need the money rate. They need in the profit they have to calculate the money which they have spent for the R&D also. Okay, so that's why it will be costly. This will be cheaper because they don't have to do any other R&D. It's already there. How you have to make this? Okay. All right. So these are some of the important differences between generic drugs and this one. Okay. Mostly generic drugs will be known by the composition names. Okay, composition names. Here it will be known by branded drugs will be known by the company name only. For example, paracetamol. Okay, paracetamol is a generic name only, the combination name only. There are different types of paracetamols which are being produced by different companies, but Crocin is a specific brand name. Okay, Crocin is a specific brand name. So Crocin will be little more costly. Paracetamol will be generic, so that will be little less costly, much cheaper. Okay, all right. So let's see what is actually the evolution of this generic drugs in India. Okay, 1970 we enacted an act known as Patent Act. 1970 we enacted an act known as Patent Act. You know, right? If a company is going to take the company is going to find out a medicine, invent a medicine, means they will be taking the patent. Okay, they will be taking the patent, so that for 20 years that company will be having monopoly of that particular product. So what we did in 1970, we enacted the Patent Act and we abolished the product patents for pharma. We abolished the product patents for pharma. So what do you mean by this product patents? So we can actually have patents in two different domains. One is product patent. Product patent means what? Product patent means for that product. For example, if I have some headache, and one company A is producing a medicine that will also cure my headache. Company B is also producing another medicine that will also cure my headache. Okay, so that is based on the product end result. We are looking at the end result only. They might be using different process. Company A will be using a different process. Company B will be using a different process, but end result it will be same. So this is product. Okay, and also we have process patent is also there. Process patent means both company A and company B will be using the same process to make this thing. Okay, need not be the same. They can they'll be using the same process to make this particular product. Okay, so here we abolish the product patent. We abolish the product patent means if you are using a different process to make the same product, then that is fine. Okay, so that was abolished. So what happened? It encouraged the domestic production. So this is one point in which India became slowly started to grow up as a generic medicine producer. Okay, now again After many years, we launched something known as the Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Jan Aushadhi Pariyojana. Okay. So here what we did is like we promoted the generics, because till that time, even though generic medicine is there, mostly people will be buying this company medicines only. Okay, so generic medicines market was little down in India, even though outside India we are actually performing well. In India the market was little down. Okay, this is actually the 2024 August statistics. PMBJP generics worth 5,600 crore save consumers 30,000 crore. Okay, so that much savings where people were able to make due to this PMBJP. Okay, and India also supplies 40% of the generic consumed in US as well as Europe. Okay, sometimes India is also known as a pharmacy of the world. Okay, pharmacy of the world, especially making this kind of low cost medicines. Okay, so that's why India is known as a pharmacy of the world. Okay, all right. So in 1995, what happened in, so 1970 we enacted this act and we abolished this abolished this product patent. 1995, under the banner of World Trade Organization, another important agreement was signed. So that was TRIPS, trade related aspects of IP right. IP right means intellectual property rights. Okay, so under this framework of WTO, World Trade Organization, intellectual trade related aspects of intellectual property rights agreement was signed. Intellectual property means it can be copyright. Copyright is one of the intellectual property. Trademark is one of the intellectual property. So like that, many things are there. So patent is also one of the intellectual property rights. Okay, so uh, it warranted all the countries, all the member countries of WTO to set a minimum standards for intellectual property protection. So it was applicable to all the member countries in WTO. Okay, 2015, we have to amend our patent act. We have to amend our patent act, and at that time we allow product patents in pharma. Okay, till then it was not allowed, because in 1970 we abolished the product patent act, but based on these agreements and all, we have to allow product patents in pharma. Okay, and that was through an amendment act only, patent act, uh, amendment act 2005. Okay, so what happened, if a medicine is having patent somewhere, so the generic medicine or generic medicine of that particular product cannot be made. Okay, so that was a main hindrance we had. Okay, so this is regarding the evolution of our acts. Okay, so now let's see what are actually the current issues which are there in the generic medicine industry in India. Okay, major issues are: one, many doctors prefer branded drugs only. Many doctors prefer branded drugs only. Why? Because one major reason is because why we are going to doctors, because we want to get our disease cured. Okay, so there will be some major companies which are known for their quality. Okay, known for their quality, and obviously they also want to look for their reputation rate. So definitely they will be giving that particular brand name only. Okay, if you are also going to the doctor, you might be knowing that mostly it will be the brand name, not the composition name. Okay, so that is one reason they prefer the quality. They prefer the quality. And also these pharma companies, they are actually having some marketing practices by they'll be attracting these doctors, and they'll be encouraging them to prefer these types of their companies products. Okay, usually the medical representatives and all will be doing this. So anyway, whatever it be, it is affecting the generic medicine industry. Okay, and also many of the studies are also showing that the generics are often failing to match this branded drugs. Why? Because especially the study from PGIMER. PGIMER, it's a very prominent institute in Chandigarh. Okay, so they actually conducted some comparison between this generic, like for example paracetamol. Take the paracetamol, it's a generic name only, and also they'll be comparing it with the some brand names. Okay, so at that time they found that the effectiveness of this one, the generic drug, is much lower, much lower. Why? Because they have to compromise on many things. Compromise on many things in the sense, the ingredient, the quality of the ingredient they have to compromise. Okay, So that is one of the, and also the absorption rate is also very less. What do you mean by absorption rate? Absorption means what? For example, if you are taking one medicine, if you are taking one branded medicine, and it will be, your disease will be cured in maybe one day itself. It will be cured in one day itself. If you are taking another medicine, maybe it will take 3 days to cure. It will take 3 days to cure. Okay, maybe with one tablet itself you will get cured in one day. Okay, here you will have to take at least 6 tablets to get cured. Okay, so this is also there, variability in drug absorption rate. Maybe you will have to take more dose. Okay, so that is also there. So this is also another important problem. Okay, another one is uneven enforcement is there. Uneven enforcement is there. So what do you mean by uneven enforcement? We have the very important organization in the central level, that is CDSCO, Central Drug Standard Control Organization. Okay, Central Drug Standard Control Organization. Okay, Central Drug Standard Control Organization. So what are they doing? They are setting the policies. They are setting the policies in the sense how it has to be given, how these things have to be regulated. So all these things are being controlled by the, all these things have been set, the policies have been set by the Central Drug Standard organization only, control organization only. But who is implementing all these things? It is implemented at the state levels only. Okay, it is implemented by the state drug regulatory authority. So CDSO's role is only limited to setting up the policies. Who is controlling all these things? State drug regulatory authorities managing the implementation. So what is the major issue here? There is no centralized management is there. Okay, no centralized management is there. So that is a main issue which is happening, because in state level and all, you see that corruption levels are high, and also everything will be varying upon the state. So these enforcement mechanisms are not working properly. Okay, so that is also another important issue. And also India's pharmacopoeia allows a higher impurity levels compared to the global standards, raising the safety concern. So every medicine will be having some sort of impurity level tolerance will be there. Every medicine will be having. Okay, so compared to other countries, for example in US and all, FDA is only controlling all these things. So if you are coming to India, the impurity levels, the accepted impurity levels are little more high. Okay, so that is also one major issue. For example, ranitidine, very popular medicine, you also might have taken this ranitidine. So in this ranitidine, you can there have been studies that in this ranitidine, some of the components are actually carcinogenic. Carcinogenic means what? It will be causing cancer. Okay, so these issues are also there in Indian pharma. Okay, so these are some of the major issues which are concerning this. Okay, so until and unless we are rectifying all these things, generic medicines won't be having any market. So that is what the author is saying. Even if you are making it affordable, people will be looking for the quality of the product. So we are compromising the quality of the product to reduce the price. Okay, and they are also saying that without compromising the quality itself, you will be able to give this drugs. Why? Because you don't have to do any R&D. We already have the process. Everything is there. Okay, so that's what the author is saying here. Okay, moving on to next topic. Next topic, again it is talking regarding the CCTNS. So we'll discuss what is the CCTNS, Crime and Criminal Tracking Network and Systems. Okay, again this is also coming in the e-governance part. Okay, also coming in the e-governance part, we'll be discussing what is the CCTNS, why it is in the news, a little more factual area. Okay, we'll see a previous year question which was asked in the similar lines. E-governance is not only about utilization of power of new technology, but also much about the critical importance of the use value of information. Okay, explain. So this is one question which was asked. Okay, so what is the context? The CCTNS, Crime and Criminal Tracking Network, has achieved a significant milestone by linking all the 17,130 police stations across India in a centralized online platform. That is across all the states, all the 28 states and all the union territories, all the police stations have been linked to this CCTNS. Okay, so that is a major achievement. Okay, so before moving on to the CCTNS, CCTNS is something which is coming in the digital platform. Okay, here you can see that centralized online platform CCTNS. Okay, so the government is having a very ambitious e-governance plan. So that is a national e-governance plan. Okay, national e-governance plan. So it was, yeah, it was adopted in 2006. National e-governance plan, it was adopted in 2006. What is the purpose of this national e-governance plan? To promote the adoption of technology for efficient governance. To promote the adoption of technology for efficient governance in public service delivery. Okay, you might be knowing many things regarding this. Many e-governance initiative in which was led what initiated by the central government as well as your state governments. Okay, so that was done in 2006. So here the key features are there will be mission mod projects will be there. Mission mod projects. So what do you mean by mission mod projects? It will be having specific goal oriented initiatives. Specific goal oriented initiatives will be there, and also it will be focusing on a particular area only. Sorry, particular domain. For example, education. For example, education can be there, and again like justice can come under justice, policing, all these things, health. Okay, so different in different domains we will be having different things will be there, and in this national e-governance plan, around 31 MMPs are there. 31 mission mode projects in different sections will be there. You will be familiar with many of them. One is DigiLocker. One is DigiLocker. Okay, you know what is a DigiLocker? Right? You can keep your certificates, you can keep your documents, everything you can keep in this DigiLocker. Okay, so that is one examples of this. Another one is Aadhaar. Even Aadhaar is also a mission. We can call it as a mission mode project. Aadhaar also. And another one is this CCTNS only. Another one is this CCTNS. Okay, you can see that everyone has its own different purpose will be there. National e-governance plan, it is actually an initiative of this meeting. Okay, Ministry of Electronics Information Technology, and also contributions from Ministry of Personnel also. Why? Because you know it is having administrative reforms is also there, e-governance. Okay, so they are the two important ministries which are associated with this, but still every specific project will be having their own nodal ministries will be sent. We'll be discussing that. Okay, and also they are focusing on infrastructure development also. In every state there will be state data centers will be there. Why? Because you know for any e-governance initiative uh, to be work, we need data. We need data, whatever it be, whether it be Aadhaar, whether it be DigiLocker. The DigiLocker itself is a data storing area. Okay, so like the data collection is very much important. Again, if you are moving on to little more in the ground level, you can see that common service centers will be there. If you want to get a certificate, online certificate, you can go to this common service center. They'll be providing it, and also for example, like passport seva will be there, e-courts will be there. So everything at the common level you can see in the ground level common service centers. Okay, so basically it is to digitize this e-governance system, and sometimes it is to provide a citizen service, citizen centric service also, like passport seva. Okay, all right, moving on to this crime and criminal tracking network system, that is CCTNS. So this is actually part of, like I've said, this is actually part of 2009 National E-Governance Plan. Okay, it was launched in 2009. Okay, that was in 2000. National E-Governance Plan was in 2006. So this is in 2009. Crime and criminal tracking network. So earlier, what was happening in the earlier times? Here you can see that before CCTNS, what was happening? One person will be committing the crime. He'll be committing the crime, and he'll be arrested, and that record will be there in the nearest police station, and he'll undergoing the trial, and after that he'll be again coming out of the jail. Okay, so that is the data about that particular criminal. We have data in that local area only. He'll go to another place, he'll again commit a crime in a different place. Okay, so these people don't know what is actually this criminal history of this particular person. Again he'll be undergoing the trial, again he'll be serving the sentence, again after that he'll be going out, again maybe he can go to some other place. So this will be like data is not there. As of now itself, he has already committed two crimes, okay, but still we might not be knowing that he is already a criminal who has conducted a crime, okay. So that data, that kind of knowledge we are not getting. So for that only, to modernize and digitize the policing in India by integrating crime and criminal data across all police stations, okay. For example, if he is conducting a, if he is part of a crime in Tamil Nadu and if he is going to Bihar also, they will be able to, if there is a centralized system, we will be able to track this particular criminal, okay. So that is the main purpose of this crime and criminal tracking network and system, okay. So it will be modernizing and digitizing the policing in India by integrating all the crime and criminal data across the country, okay, across the country. So what is a why it was in the news and what is our achievement? We have covered all the 17,113 police station and 5,000 supervisory offices across all the states and union territories, 28 states and 8 union territories. So this is a very huge achievement. Like I've said, every specific mission will be under different ministries. So obviously you can easily guess here. So here the ministry will be Ministry of Home Affairs. It will be under the Ministry of Home Affairs. Okay, it will be under Ministry of Home Affairs. So regarding the nodal agency, we already have something known as NCR, okay, National Crime Records Bureau. National Crime Records Bureau. We have something known as a National Crime Records Bureau, okay. So they already have this data. So as of now, they are the nodal agency. They are the nodal agency to digitize this policing in India, okay. So this is regarding the CCTNS, and also the major features of CCTNS. One is it will be integrated with the ICJS. What do you mean by ICJS? ICJS. So ICJS means Integrated Criminal Justice System. Integrated Criminal Justice System. So what all things are included in the criminal justice system? Policing is also part of the criminal justice system. But we have many other things are also there. We have prisons. So there also we have e-prisons are there. Courts is also part of criminal justice system. So we have e-courts is also there. And even forensic is also part of criminal justice system. So we have e-forensic is also there. E-prosecution is also there. So now it is connecting everything, okay. So now we have an integrated criminal justice system. It's not just every police station will be having, we can integrate it with the court system, we can integrate with the prison system. So now if you search a person's name itself, you will be getting data related to everything, whether it be the prison, whether it be the forensic, whether it be the court, whatever it be, okay. So that is integration with the ICJs. And also here the real-time data sharing is real-time data sharing. What do you mean by real-time? Anything real-time means it will be live, okay. For example, today's data, you will be getting today's data, how many crimes are there today. Now also if you are checking, you will be getting crimes conducted today. Next day again it will be updating in the real time itself, okay. So every hour or maybe in frequent intervals itself it will be updated. So that will also be facilitating exchange of data across jurisdiction. Especially it will be helpful if you're this interstate crimes and all, that will be really helpful, okay. And also in this we'll be getting this crime analytics will also be there. For example, charts will be there, we'll be getting pie charts will be there, we'll be getting graphs will be there related to a person, related to crime in an area, what kind of crime. So these type of data will also be there. So that will also be helping to understand what are the trends, or maybe we'll be able to compare between different things. So that is also there, okay. And all these things are coming in a centralized database, okay, centralized database. It is not like every state will be sharing the data at times and all. No, it is not like that, centralized only. So everyone will have access to this particular CCTNS, okay. All right. So like I've already mentioned, beyond being just a database, it is also providing some citizen-centric service also. Almost every this kind of multi-model missions will be planned, will be having this kind of citizen service and services also. For example, see here. Here you can, if you want to apply for a police verification, okay, police verification, that is also kind of a citizen service and resolution. That will be there. Complaint tracking. If you have filed a complaint, if you have already filed some complaints and all, you will be getting a tracking number will be there. If you enter the tracking number, you can know the status of that complaint. So that will be there. And also online FIR registration, that is also conducted online only. Okay, now also if you go to a police station, they'll be getting all the details and they'll be entering it in the their system only. Okay, so like that way only FIRs are being registered. Okay, and also reporting and viewing unclaimed or recovered property. So this is also a citizen centric service. Okay, so these things are also integrated into this CCTNS. Okay, all right. Next one, another important topic. So that is regarding the NHRC chief. Okay, regarding the NHRC chief, the new NHRC chief will be appointed anytime soon based on the selection committee recommendation. Okay, so here we'll be discussing regarding what is NHRC, how these people are appointed, who all will be part of this National Human Rights Commission. Again, this is a very important topic which is coming under the statutory body and various quasi-judicial body. Okay, so here it is based on an act only. We'll see a previous year question on the same lines. Regarding NHRC, National Human Rights Commission in India can be most effective when its tasks are adequately supported by other mechanisms that ensure the accountability of government. In the light of above observation, assess the role of NHRC as an effective complement to judiciary and other institutions in promoting and protecting human rights standards. Okay. All right. Context is a high power committee led by Prime Minister convened to select the next chairperson of this National Human Rights Commission. Okay, all right, we'll see what is this National Human Rights Commission. Okay, so basically National Human Rights Commission is a statutory body. It's a statutory body. Okay, statutory body means it will be established under an act. Okay, here the act is Protection of Human Rights Act 1993. Protection of Human Rights Act 1993. What is their job? To protect and promote human rights in India. Protect and promote human rights in India. So what do you mean by human rights? We have many human rights equality will be there, right to life is there, right to liberty will be there, right to dignity will be there. So whether it be guaranteed by the constitution or whether it be guaranteed by the international convention or whether it be a natural justice. Okay, so this will be coming under human rights. So National Human Rights Commission has to ensure that they are uh, standing as a beacon of this protection of human rights in India. Okay, all right. So what are their powers? What are their powers? One, they can summon the witness. Okay, so they can summon the witness. For example, if someone is filing a case or maybe they are taking the case suo moto, so they can summon the witness who all are part of that. They can summon, and also they can summon the documents also. Okay, while investigating this human rights violation. Okay, another one, institutional oversight will be there. Institutional oversight will be there. For example, they can visit the. For example, if in some prison or something, someone is reporting that some human rights violation, so they can visit that particular place. Okay, and maybe they can recommend the necessary reforms also. Okay, so that is it. And also information requests will also be there. They can seek information from the government regarding anything, what is actually the condition of that particular place. So like that way, that information that can also be sought from this. Okay, and also they can provide interim relief also. They can provide interim relief also. They can recommend the interim relief either to the victims or even it's a family. They can recommend that. Okay, judicial approaches. They can approach judicial approach means they can approach the Supreme Court or they can approach the High Court. They can approach the Supreme Court or they can approach the High Court, and for example, sometimes they have to enforce it through the proper legal mechanism. Okay, so at that time this will be needed. Okay, and obviously promoting the research and even sharing the knowledge regarding and also education, like maybe in educational institutions or maybe in other institutions and all regarding human rights. If they want to conduct seminars and all, they'll be doing that also. So these are some of the powers of this National Human Rights Commission. So now let's understand who all are part of this National Human Rights Commission. Okay, one, it will be having a chairperson will be there. Okay, chairperson will be there. So chairperson will be the chairperson has to be the has to be the former Chief Justice of Supreme Court. Okay, retired Chief Justice of India. He has to be the chairperson of that National Human Rights Commission. Okay, and also one member, he can be a serving or a retired judge of Supreme Court of India. Serving or retired judge of Supreme Court of India. That is one member. Another one, a serving judge or serving judge of or retired judge of Chief Justice of High Court. Okay, serving or retired Chief Justice of High Court. So that is another member, and also two members. They have to have practical knowledge in human rights. Okay, so this will be the technical members. Okay, so one chairperson will be there. He will be the former CJI, former Chief Justice of India. Okay, another person, he has to be the Justice Judge in, he has to be the judge in Supreme Court, and another person, he has to be the Chief Justice of a retired or serving Chief Justice of a High Court, and two technical members who has practical knowledge in human rights. And also they can be multiple ex officio members are also there. For example, they will be the chairperson of National Commission on Minorities will be there, National Commission of Scheduled Tribes will be there, Scheduled Castes will be there, National Commission of Women will be there. So these are these chairperson, they can be the ex officio members in this National Human Rights Commission. Okay, so how this the chairperson is appointed. Okay, so based on a selection committee, they will only be recommending the names of this chief justice of the chairperson of this National Human Rights Commission. Okay, let's see who all are the members of that particular selection committee. Okay, so the selection committee, these members, they will be recommending the names, and who will be appointing? It will be appointed by the president. Okay, based on this recommendation, the president will be appointing the uh, chairperson of this National Human Rights Commission. Okay, so it's a six member committee. Okay, so who is the chairperson? It's a prime minister. Prime minister is a chairperson, and we will be having one union home minister will also be there. Okay, so prime minister and one union home minister will also be there. So they will be part of this executive, and also speaker of Lok Sabha. Speaker of Lok Sabha will be there, and the opposition leader in Lok Sabha will be there. Opposition leader in Rajya Sabha will be there, and also deputy chairman of Rajya Sabha will be there. Okay, this point is important. It is not the chair. Here, speaker of Lok Sabha is there. That is a chair. Who is chairing the Lok Sabha? It is the speaker of Lok Sabha. Okay, who is chairing the Rajya Sabha? It is actually the chairman of Rajya Sabha. Chairman of Rajya Sabha will be vice president. Okay, but here vice president is not there, but instead deputy chairman of Rajya Sabha will be part of this, and also two opposition leaders in Rajya Sabha as well as Lok Sabha will also be there. Okay, all right. So how these um, yeah, so how these NHRC members can be removed? How these NHRC members can be removed? Removal is also in talks. For example, like how to remove the vice person, vice chairman of that is vice president of Rajya Sabha, how to remove the judges of Rajya Sabha. So these are some of the important topics which are in the news. Okay, so removal is also important. How can be removed? What are the grounds? One, proven misbehavior or incapacity. Another one is bankruptcy, conviction of offences involving moral turpitude or engagement in paid employment outside their duties. Okay, this is how, these are the grounds in which they can be removed. Okay, so how it is done? The removal requires an inquiry by the Supreme Court, and after that the president will be removing this members. Okay, so this is the grounds of removal as well as the process of removal. Okay, moving on to next topic. Again, this will be a snippet only. We have already covered this India China relations multiple times. So this is regarding the this is regarding the talks which held yesterday. Okay, so India China special representatives meeting held, and you can see that Ajit Doval met the Chinese counterpart. Okay, so what were the right. Alright, so we were discussing regarding the alright, so we were discussing regarding the India-China talks which held. So this was actually a special representative meeting. So we'll be discussing what is a special representative meeting, what are the highlights of this, just a snippet only. Okay. Alright, so these are the key highlights of this India-China special representative meeting. So who are met? One was National Security Advisor NSA, Ajit Doval, and also Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi. Okay, so they had a meeting. They had a meeting and it was under the Special Representatives Mechanism. Special Representatives Mechanism. So India and China, they actually devised a Special Representative Mechanism in 2003. They devised it in 2003. Okay, 2003. So to mostly to resolve the border disputes, maybe regarding the land areas. Okay, but still after 2019, these kind of special representative mechanism meetings under the special representative mechanism was not held. Okay, so after this much years only this is happening. So that is actually the significance of this meeting. Okay. All right. So also given in this meeting, they gave an affirmation on this LAC disengagement. Okay, in October 2024, we had an agreement. India and China, we had an agreement. So that is disengagement agreement was okay. So both of the sides said that they will be fine regarding the implementation of this October 24 disengagement agreement. So that is a very positive thing in India-China relations. Okay. So what is this October 2024 agreement? Okay. So in this October 2024 agreements, both countries agree to withdraw their troops from specific friction points along the LAC. You know where all are the specific friction points, right? We have issues in eastern sector in the Arunachal Pradesh region. We have issues are there, and also in the western sector also we have issues in the Ladakh region. The Ladakh region we have issues, and also in the eastern sector. Okay, so here particularly in the western sector, okay, both countries will be moving their troops till then. And this agreement also allowed patrolling and grazing rights in the areas affected by this prolonged standoff. Okay, so these are the provisions in the October 2024 disengagement agreement. So now in this high level meeting, in this special representative mechanism meeting which was conducted between NSA Ajit Doval as well as Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi, they said that this October 2024 disengagement agreement will be followed. Okay, that is a snippet regarding India-China relation. Okay. Right, now let's see the prelims practice questions, which was yesterday's prelims practice questions. Okay. All right. So with reference to National Education Policy 2020, consider the following statements. NEP 2020 replaces the 10+2 school education structure with a 5-3-3+4 formula. Okay. So this is correct only. This is one of the major provisions of this National Education Policy 2020. Okay, another one, the policy aims to achieve a gross enrollment ratio of 50% in higher education by 2035. 50% in higher education by 2035. Okay, so that was another important provision. Okay, another one, the Higher Education Commission of India under NEP 2020 will regulate both schools and higher education. Okay, schools is not coming under this in this Higher Education Commission of India. From here itself it is understood it is Higher Education Commission of India only. So this is a wrong statement. Another one, NEP 2020 proposes multidisciplinary undergraduate programs with multiple exit options. So this is also one of the major provisions of this Okay, so the correct answer is 1, 2 and 4. Correct answer is 1, 2 and 4. Okay, next one, with reference to minimum support price in India, consider the following statement. The final decision on MSP levels is taken by Commission for Agricultural Cost and Prices. Final decision on MSP levels is taken by Commission on Agricultural Cost and Prices. So that is actually CCA, Cabinet Committee on done by Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs, not CACP, but Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs. So this statement is wrong. Next one, the state governments cannot declare a bonus over and above the already declared MSP. State governments can do, and they do often declare a bonus. So this is also wrong. Okay, so the correct answer is neither 1 nor 2. Okay, next one. With reference to Digital Personal Data Protection Act DPDPA 2023 considers the following statements. Section 7G exempts the government from obtaining consent for processing personal data during medical emergencies such as epidemics. So that's correct only. Next one, section 7I allows government to process personal data related to employment without requiring consent. Okay, so that's also correct. Next one, section 15C mandates citizens to provide accurate personal information which may result in penalties for error. So that's also correct. So here again everything regarding to that provisions in the act only. Okay, so here the correct answer is D. Okay, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so this is the correct answer. Next one, these are the questions for today's daily news analysis. So you can actually go to our website. The link will be posted in the chat box. So you can click on that. You can go to our website and you can attempt these questions there itself. Okay. So these questions will be discussed in tomorrow's daily news analysis. Okay. So this is regarding generic drugs, and this is regarding CCTNS, and this is regarding NHRC. Okay. All right. So we hope you understood these topics. How you have to make use of these topics in your examination. So that's all for today. Thank you.